Hello, I'm Adam.
And I'm Ryan, and we are two aspiring wildlife presenters from the West Midlands.
He's from Wolverhampton.
Yeah, we're right. And he is from Birmingham.
You're right, Beth.
We will be filming all around the West Midlands Combined Authority, so we'll be going from like Dudley to Coventry, Birmingham, Wolverhampton, kind of everywhere in between, kind of highlighting green spaces not many people will know about, nature reserves, and just showing you that you can find wildlife in the West Midlands conurbation. It's not all industrial, it's not all smog and cars and concrete jungle. There is nature here, and we want to promote it. And there's not many people. Well, I don't know really any kind of real West Midland wildlife TV presenters. So we thought, well, why don't we do it and celebrate where we're from?
This is Wild West Midlands, in which we'll be travelling around the West Midlands Combined Authority to showcase its history, but most importantly, its wildlife.
I think it's a brilliant idea. I'm a Brummie, grown up around Birmingham, and there is this idea that the West Midlands, I think particularly Birmingham, Wolverhampton, that sort of area, it hasn't got any green spaces. It's totally industrial, but it's not about that, is it? I mean, Ryan, why did you want to do this as well? What's your love of the wildlife side of things?
I mean, I was brought up in Wednesfield in Wolverhampton, so my granddad introduced me to the amazing wildlife in our back garden, and my nan introduced me to the fauna of wildlife. So I started off although Wolverhampton is classed as like an industrialised area, it's an urban environment, I actually saw quite a lot of wildlife and wildflowers. And then once I started to sort of venture out, I noticed all these nature reserves and canal systems and river systems. And to be honest, there's an array of habitats and places to go and visit and get really in depth with nature and connect on a completely different scale.
Wherever you live, there is something about connecting with nature, even if it's just for 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 2 minutes, that just makes you feel better.
There's studies behind it that proves that listening to birdsong will lower your cortisol, therefore you will feel less stressed. And International Dawn Chorus Day was actually invented in Birmingham over 40 years ago.
Really?
By the original founders of the Birmingham Black Country Wildlife Trust, back when it was known as the Urban Wildlife Trust or something like that.
So between you, you've obviously got a love of wildlife, wild areas. When you're kind of researching this, how do you go about it? Do you have that massive knowledge? I know, Ryan, you were saying about Wolverhampton, or how does that look like? How do you find out about the places?
We know the areas, and the research that we do, we look at all the different boroughs and areas, and we go into a lot of depth in terms of like wildlife trusts and other nature reserves, and sort of compile all this information. And then for the first episode and the next episode, because we're going to Pendlefield Mill, I'm writing the first couple of scripts, and then Adam's going to do the next two. We compile all this information and we go through the whole list of facts and figures and try and make sure it's enjoyable. We try to bring in some jokes, we try to bring some laughter, and of course we bring in the Black Country and Birmingham accents. We are actually working with Wolverhampton University with two fantastic researchers. One's called Esther, and she's a senior lecturer in English language, and she's actually compiling a dictionary of all the Black Country words that have been lost in the past, and we're trying to bring those back. And we're actually going to be using some of those in our films, especially to do with wildlife. And the first one we actually mentioned in the first episode is something called a bob howler. I don't know if you know what a bob howler is.
I don't, and I'm scared to ask you what it really is.
Well, let me tell you, it's a moth.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes. I thought it was, when he said it, I thought it was having a laugh. But no, yeah.
I thought that was going to be a career-ending conversation there, but it looks like... Do you have a favourite secret place? You don't have to tell me much about it, but like a favourite place that you've maybe discovered recently, maybe you've known all your lives.
For me, it's got to be Pendlefield Mill. I got invited there a couple of months ago by Terry and his wife, and they showed me. We literally spent about 6 hours walking around this nature reserve.
Wow.
And it's got this lovely lake in the middle with an island, and there's herons nesting in the middle, and there's a whole walkway all the way around, and it's just absolutely full of wildlife. I think there's like can't remember the speech of the tree there, but it's like 2,000 years old. So like the Romans and stuff used to walk past this tree. It was
I grew up with this on my doorstep, so it kind of means a lot to me. And it's the Waisley Hills Country Park, and it's just amazing because it's kind of got various different habitats, from woodland, obviously the hills and the views and ponds, and it's just amazing. So you can go up there and hear skylarks, you can see kestrels, you can see over to Malvern in the distance, and then if you turn around, you can see the Birmingham, the Black Country in the distance as well. And there's a wetland reserve, and it's Upton Warren, the Christopher Cadbury Wetland Reserve. So that's amazing and easy to get to as well. So they're two of my favourite places.
Yeah, and when you go to Hercott Woods in Kidderminster as well, that is a beautiful place. So you walk in one way and you've kind of got the lake, which is just clear, you know. So you walk in there, you're like, oh, Brummie, I'm by the sea. It's like going on holiday when I get here. Then you walk up through the woods, and then in the middle of the woods, you've got this like three actually massive wooden chairs that have been made, and you can sit in these woods that are just like look like enchanted woods. And you know, there are so many lovely places, aren't there, to discover?
There really are, yes.
You know.
I mean, even those chairs are like sort of an engaging way of bringing people in as well. So, you know, you can sit down and immerse yourself in nature.
Totally.
And Adam rightly said, you know, only just a few seconds in nature can just completely change your day.
From time to time, you might hear the yam yam or the Brummie dialect or accent.
That's busting. Let's go. Roll BT.